Well, hello and welcome to my channel. This is Chris Wall. I'm coming to you from Chris's Caribbean Delights, and today I'm going to make for you a traditional Guyanese condiment. It's called coconut choka. I know there are many recipes out there, but the one my father taught me when I was a kid still stays in my mind, and I just love that that recipe. But it's basic. It has the same background, but we'll put a little twist to it. Before further ado, let me show you how to get your coconut out of the shell and all that. So we'll be back with that step. So here you have. This is your whole coconut. I've already taken it apart, but I'm putting it back kind of together. This is your whole coconut that you'll get from the store. But you have one of these heavy Chinese choppers, or a hammer, and you will just hit, carefully just hit, and it will, hit it as hard as not as hard as possible, but hard enough to crack the shell. And you'll see the shell is going to crack open. The shell is going to crack open, and then you'll drain the water out. So once you get it open like that in half, once you get it opened like this, my technique is in order to get the flesh out of there, I put some incisions carefully put some incisions in this thing. Don't put, like, you put a knife in here and try to dig it out and all that. That's tedious, number one, and very not safe. So I put some incisions in the meat with a sharp knife. Just put some incisions in the meat, cut it around, go down to another level, cut it around, and you just basically mark it. Where, just make marks and incisions and cut that meat up on the shell, right? And now, once you've done that, then you can get a knife, a butter knife, something that's not very sharp, and you can put it in between the shell and the meat. You get it in between there, and you see how easy it comes out? It breaks up right there. Just breaks up, right? And it comes out. So that's the technique that I discovered to use. That's very simple, and safe also. It's very simple and safe, because I have tried it in the other way, poking the knife down in there and trying to get it out, and I know I have injured myself before. So this is a safe and simple way to get that meat out of the shell. Okay, so I'll do the other one, and I'll be back with the next step, because we're going to roast these guys in the broiler. Okay, so traditionally, back home in Guyana, we'll roast these on the outside fire pit that we have, or if you have a gas grill, you turn the coconut over, the whole coconut over onto the open flame. It's usually roasted on an open flame, but things have changed rapidly, and I mean over the years. So, and we make things simpler and easier for ourselves. So if you have a gas grill, a gas stove with an open flame, you can roast it on there. I have an electric stove. It has a broiler in the top, so I'm going to use my broiler, and that heats to like a 525. It's really hot. So, and I put the coconut. I'll put the coconut on like the third shelf down, so that it wouldn't be too high, too up to the heat, too much up to the heat, so it takes its time and get that roasted flavor. We're looking for a nice dark roasted caramelization, or a little burn on the edges, and to give it that smoky flavor. So I have my pieces here. I've lined my tray, my baking surface with some foil. So I'll put it in there. I have my broiler at 500. I didn't blast it to the 525. So, and I'll put this on the third shelf, and we're gonna see it probably take about 10 minutes or 5 minutes. You have to keep watching it. Okay. So before further ado, I'll put this in there, and we'll look at it. Keep looking at it, and I'll be back when it's ready. In the meantime, whilst that's going to be happening, down here I have the rest of the ingredients that are going to go into that into the choka, the coconut choka. And once again, we're making coconut choka. It's a condiment that can go with dal and rice, cook up rice. That's my broiler. It's ready. Cook up rice, or any stews, or you can eat it with oil rotis. My oil roti recipe is on there. I'll get a recipe on there for dal, and everybody knows how to cook rice, or I'll probably still do a demonstration on that. But I have half of an onion here, and I have some cilantro. You can use cilantro, you can use green onions. I have 3 small hot peppers. Any hot pepper, just use to your discretion. And I have 5 cloves of garlic. These are all I'm going to mince up in my food processor, and I'll put a piece of ginger in there. We never put ginger in stuff. I mean, you know, way back in the day. But now, hey, ginger. I mean, now we know the value of ginger. I put it in everything. So have some ginger there, and this I'm going to process this to a soft paste, and which we're going to mix with the coconut once the coconut is finished roasting. So here, let's roast the coconuts. Open can. Oh, that's when my hands are filled. I just talked to my garbage can. It opens, and I can just drop the stuff in there. Cool. I just want to show you guys it's doing great in the broiler. The broiler is on. It's at 450, and this was in here for about 10 minutes, and you're getting the char that you want, you know. And so the broiler is the way to go. And this is finished, because you just wanted to get that nice color and that char. I took the smaller pieces out. I'm gonna just let that in there for maybe another minute or so, and I'll take that out and we'll process it. So we're done with our coconuts. It's I took it out of the oven from under the broiler, and if you'll notice, oh, it's hot. You don't need to do any scraping, because you know, when you do it on the open flame, it gets charred, and then you have to scrape off the excess burn parts, so that it wouldn't taste with that burny thing. You just get the smoke flavor. I may not get a smoke flavor from that, but I got some burn parts, and you never know. It's gonna, that smoky that smoky flavor is going to come in from the little charred parts that I have. I have a lot of charred parts. So I have what I did was to use the heat up. I put a couple pegs of garlic to roast onto the broiler. So that's going to give it a little, you know, a roasted garlic flavor, and that's going to be awesome. Anyway, so this is my mixture, my cilantro, onion, garlic, and hot peppers with the onions, garlic, cilantro, hot peppers. This is what I processed, and I'm going to use some of this once we get our coconuts in the food processor and get it to our consistency that we want. It's going to be in a nice shredded consistency, not too fine and not too coarse. Okay, so I'll be back with the next step. We'll get our food processor ready for the coconuts, and we'll put them in there. Okay, so I broke out the new crocks for this because the little one wasn't performing up to standard, so I broke out the new crocks. So now these they're cooled now, and these coconut pieces I'm gonna cut them a little smaller for the food processor, so that we wouldn't place a burden on the food processor, on the crocks, you know. So we'll just strip these up a little before we put them in there. Okay. I hope you guys can see this. Yeah, you see this? You see this? Where are we? Okay, here we are. So I cut them in little pieces, and then we'll go from there. I'll be back once I got them all chopped up, and I got the garlic out of the oven, the roasted garlic, and then we're gonna blend that up. Okay, so we'll get the chopping going here. Get the puree. Then we'll stop and we'll check our consistency. This is about, I just did it for a few seconds, 15 seconds probably, but I'm gonna go for another 15 and then we'll check the consistency. Alright, 30 seconds. Let's see what we got. Well, we can go a little more. It really is getting there. Well, this is a nice consistency though. Pretty nice, pretty good. This is pretty much what it should look like, you know? Pretty much what it should look like. Okay. I do think this is good. I do think this is good. So I'll pour this out into a bowl and we'll do the mixing and do the flavoring. So we're going to take a couple of teaspoons of this. This is the onion, the cilantro, the garlic, and the hot peppers. And then you give it a taste. I put like 2 or 3 of these, 4 teaspoons of this in there, and then I'll stir it up just to make sure that everything incorporates and gets flavorful and mash up any of those lumps you might see trying to form there. You just crush those lumps up and mix it around thoroughly. And then you'll taste for some salt. You know you need some salt in there. I did put a little bit of salt with the seasonings, but it might not be enough once you add the coconut. Okay, two things I can add in here. Some complete seasoning to give it a complete taste, and some bullion. That would be my added salt element to that. Okay. Something else that enhances the flavor is my vet saying. So and we'll stir this all together. Now you know this is gonna be tasty. This is gonna be delicious. If my father see me now with this version of it, I don't know. You say slap me, boy. He prided himself in making this, my father prided himself in making this dish Friday evenings or Saturday evenings, and my mother would cook the dal and the rice, or curry and the rice, and then we have this all with the coconut choka. Now, there is some heat in here, but I think I need more heat. With me, I always need more heat, so I'll probably just add a touch of hot pepper sauce, and then we'll be good to go. It'll be perfect. It doesn't need any more of that. That's good. That's perfect. It's great. A teaspoon or half a teaspoon of some hot pepper sauce and it'll be good. My hot pepper sauce from the previous video, remember that video? If you looked at it, I'll just put a touch in here. A touch. That's good. Awesome. Stir that in. It's going to give it that vinegary element, that sour element from the pepper sauce, and it'll be perfect. This is great. Okay. Yes guys, this is my coconut choka, the finished product. You can enjoy this with some dal and rice, some curry and rice, oil roti with baigan choka. Just combine it. It's wonderful. So I hope you try this recipe, and give me some comments, and subscribe, like, share. And this is the easiest way to get the coconuts out of the shell. That's an important part, and I hope you'll try that, for that easy way that I have for getting the coconut out of the shell. So once again, thanks for watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next clip. Be safe.